I started out right after high school. I met my dad when I was 14. And when I was 12, I inherited this big bookshelf of business books from my neighbor who had died. So I was really into books. I was really into business books, Brian Tracy, Wayne Dyer, Zig Ziglar, all the kind of the late Anthony Robbins, a lot of those kind of era genre books. Then I met my dad when I was 14 and started going down to the US Virgin Islands, down to St. Croix. And he owned scuba diving shops. From growing up watching Jacques Cousteau to actually living in and on and around the water, it was pretty amazing. It was a really neat experience. So after high school, a couple of days later, I graduated from South Salem High School in Salem, Oregon, and went down to St. Croix and became a dive master, and then became a dive instructor, and found that I wanted to be on the boats also. So I became a boat captain, got my 50-ton captain's license eventually, and was working on yachts and dive boats and parasail boats all over St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John. And I would take off in the summers and just go travel all over the planet and go work in Australia or Fiji or wherever I ended up. And then I became a pilot. I became an airline pilot. I first flew skydivers, which was a lot of fun. And then for Seaborne Airlines, flying seaplanes, St. Croix, St. Thomas, and Puerto Rico. Moved up to Florida, became a jet charter pilot, flying predominantly Lears, Hawkers, and Falcons out of Stuart, Florida. Got tired of that and moved back home to Oregon, started bend fencing, just kind of after a bottle of wine and just kind of a wild idea. And sold it, took off to Oahu, started Oahu Signs and Screen Printing, where we had sort of an agency handling all sorts of startup business stuff. And then one day Hydro Flask came and started Hydro Flask, the double wall vacuum insulated water bottle, and sold that and took off and just traveled all over the place some more. And then yoga came into my life one day and started learning and teaching and meditation and spent a lot of time in meditation and in yoga and yoga practices. And then I moved back home to Oregon again and bought some property and some chainsaws and started homesteading. So that's kind of where I am now. I have the Tumalo group, which I help people start businesses.